Hi guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. My name is remains Akechi Oluwatosin. I'm a photographer, I'm a graphic designer, and today I'll be teaching you 4 easy techniques to remove backgrounds in Photoshop. I've got a lot of people, chatting me up, calling me, how do I remove background from Photoshop? I've been trying these several techniques. It's not working for me. It doesn't remove it effectively. There's still some rough patches on the edges of the image. So I'm going to be teaching you 4 effective ways to remove backgrounds in Photoshop. Now, let me tell you something about graphic designs. For all the graphic designers out there, if there's anything you must be good at or good with, is your images. For instance, what actually prompts the desire to be a photographer is because of the fact that I love my images sharp in my graphic designing. I love to have very good images because that's an important element or component of a graphic design. The arrangement of your images, the effective way you've removed the background, how good are your images looking. So this is what actually prompted me to actually have this flair for photography. I actually snap my images myself, especially when I'm making graphic design. I love for my clients to allow me take my pictures, the pictures I want to use myself, the pictures I want to work with. So I'll be teaching you now 4 effective techniques to remove backgrounds in Photoshop. The number 1 technique we're going to be using is the easiest, which is going to allow the computer, the Photoshop, to actually do it for us. The only thing is just for you to press some commands in your toolbar. You're going to select your subject. Now, before we start, we're going to bring in our image, the image we'll actually be working with today. So I'll bring in my image. I've got my image on the desktop. So I'm going to be working with this image today. I actually took this picture of myself also. So I'll be removing the lock, because before we can do anything on it, you have to remove the lock. So the first technique is to go to your select tool. You actually select the subject. These techniques allow the Photoshop to do the work for you. So the Photoshop will select the subject itself. The Photoshop will select the subject itself, which it has actually done. Then after then you can now select your max button. This is the max button over here. Then the computer removes the background for you. This is actually the easiest. This is actually the computer doing all the work for you. The only thing you just have to do is to unlock your image. If you have your image setting, go to the select button, select the subject. The computer will actually select the subject for you. Then you mask it. Come to your mask tool over here. The second techniques I'll actually be teaching you is actually also very, very simple. Very, 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 very simple. Okay. Now I've got my image. We're still working with this image. There's an image we'll be working with all through this graphic design tutorial. Now is to work with what I call my lasso tool. I've got it on the 3rd toolbar on my Photoshop. My lasso tool. Now I'm gonna go to my magnetic lasso tool. You know how magnet works. It actually attracts. Magnet attracts metallic objects. So this is going to be attracting the edges of the image. Now I'm going to start from this endpoint. The moment I start from this endpoint, I'll be tracing it out. Now I've got the computer doing the work for me. I've got the computer doing the work. What I just need to do is to go around the edges of the image. Then the computer automatically select the end point of the image for me. All I just have to do is to go around the image, go around the image, go around the image, while computer do all the work for me. Okay. So this is the magnetic lasso tool. Now let me tell you something about this techniques I'm teaching you, the automatic techniques, there's no way it's gonna be 100% perfect. So you as a graphic designer or a photographer, you've got to know how to work around your finishing edges. Now after the computer selects it for you, you've got to know how to make some corrections yourself. So we're going to be seeing the end result very soon. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm going to go back. Okay. Come to the end of it. Now, like I said, if you should look very closely, there's still some part the computer have not yet selected itself. Like the selection is still falling on the image, and I need all the selection to fall outside the image, thereby picking the image perfectly. So I'm going to use my quick selection tool. Make sure it's on the plus addition. So this was also left out. I'll use it to add it up. Use it to add this up. And there's some images, some part of the images that were not captured. So I'll use this to fill up the down parts. Okay, I can select this minus to work on this correction. Then I go back to my plus. I use it to add up the remaining parts of the image. Not selected. Now, this will actually give you a perfect image to work with on your graphic design. It removes the background perfectly well. I use it to subtract this place. Now, at every point after having your selection, all you just have to do is mask. Now we have our background removed again. Now for the third method, which is a quick selection tool. Actually, we also allow the computer to do the work itself. So once you're on your quick selection bar, which is the fourth tool on my Photoshop, this quick selection tool, all you just have to do is to click on the select subject. So the computer will also automatically select the subject for you. The computer will automatically select the subject for you. Then all you just have to do after the selection is to mask. So there's a third method. All you just have to do after the selection is to mask. Thereby you have your background removed. Now for the last method, which is the last but not the least, which is actually my favorite, because especially if you're having to deal with graphics that you need to print out at the end of the day, this will be the best tool for you to use. We actually have several techniques of removing background, but this will be the best tool for you to use if you're going to work with images, or you're working on a graphic design that you love to print out, have the print out after the design. Is actually good for you to use this tool, which I call the pen tool. The pen tool actually allows you to do the work yourself. This time around, it's not the computer doing the work for you, but you're doing it yourself. You're selecting every part of the image that you need. The computer is not going to leave anything out. When the computer is doing the work for you, the computer will actually select based on its own understanding. But this one, you're actually the one doing the work. So you're actually being the one selecting the starting point and the end point of all your curves. Now I'm gonna be working with the pen tool this time around. Then all I'm gonna be doing is select the part of the image I want. So I'm gonna be zooming in a little so that I can have a fine edge. If you want to have a fine edge for every of your image that you've removed the background, it's essential that you use a pen tool. Now you're gonna see why this is essential. Now it might actually take time but that actually allows you to have a very good image at the end of the day. Now this is going to be my starting point, so I'm going to be working my way through. At every point I'm going to have my hand on the shift button and also the alternate button. Now I'm going to draw the curve following the pattern of the image. Can you see? Once I'm done, I use my alternate. My hand is pressed on the alternate. I'm not going to release the alternate button. Then I can use it to select the next area I'm working on. Can you see? Once I'm done, I use the alternate button, to bring back this part that I'm following. This actually takes time, but I'm the one actually working on what I want myself. So once the point is outside my image, I use the alternate. I hold down the alternate button, then I use my mouse to bring back the curve, the point back to the image that I'm working on, or the path that I want to follow through. Okay, so I'm going to be fast with it for the sake of this tutorial. Okay. This actually takes time, but is actually the most effective method of removing background in an image. It actually gives you a fine finishing, selecting all the area that is needed on the image. Actually, when you're using the pen tool, it might not be easy at first. It actually took me some time to be perfect with it. So it actually takes a lot of practice for your perfection. So if you're working on, don't forget, if you're working on any flyer design that you need to print out, or after you designing, it's essential for you to use your pen tool, because most times after printing, especially if you're dealing with a large format printing, let's say for instance you're working towards a graphic design that you're going to print out on billboards or a large large area or large banner, it's essential you use your pencil, because at the end of the day your graphics will be coming open to everyone to see. But people will be able to touch your graphics after printing, and especially if it's on a large format, every of your error will be visible to the public. Every of your error will be visible to the public. But if you're just working on social media flyers and you're just designing for the screen, there are a lot of errors that might not be visible. There are a lot of errors that might not be visible. Okay, I'll soon be done. Okay, on to the next point. So I'm following the curve on the image, selecting my image perfectly well, making sure there's no points that I'm not touching. Now I'm gonna be doing a comprehensive tutorial on pen tool someday, but pen tool is actually more technical and complicated in your design. It's very, very effective for photographers and graphic designers. There are a lot of tools in Photoshop that we just see as ordinary, but they actually does lots and lots of work. Lots and lots of work. So I believe this is a master class, and we already have some foundational knowledge already. But in case you're a beginner and you're just starting to use Photoshop and you want to learn more on it, you can join my master graphics class. I already have the link in the description below. It's a Telegram group where you can contact me personally. I'm ready to mentor you. I'm ready to teach you everything you need to know. So you are gonna have to contact me personally. And now we're done. So I'm going to go back to my starting point and join the curve. Then when you're done, you're going to have something like this. So the next step is to be on your pen tool. Still on your pen tool, you right click and you're going to go to make selection. So the computer will make a selection of the area you've defined yourself. Immediately you're done with that, you can now mask your image. Another way to know if you've effectively removed the background is to place the picture on a dark background. I'm going to be placing this image on a dark background. Can you see? No part is left untouched. We've actually done a perfect job, so I can use this image for any graphics I want to use. So guys, these are the 4 effective techniques of removing background in Photoshop. I've actually explained 3 methods that are very easy. So until next time, please don't forget to follow this channel. I'm going to be bringing amazing videos your way. I'm going to be teaching you many other tools you can use for your graphic design, and you can improve on your designing. And don't forget, I've got a lot of amazing flyer designs coming out soon with the PSD files, for guys that want to use it, for their own purpose or for a particular reason. So follow this YouTube channel. There's the master graphics design class. Follow my YouTube channel, follow me on Telegram, like this video, share it, and comment below. In case you want me to work on any other thing, in case you're not sure about the use of a particular tool, you want to learn more on a certain area in Photoshop, you can comment below what you actually want me to bring out next, the video you want me to work on next. Do you want graphic design on party flyers, on club flyers, on sports, on social media, on food, on church flyer designs? Let me know in the comment section. What do you want me to work on next, guys? See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.